Hi, I'm John Gosier, and this is a show where I try to share some of the tips and advice that I've learned as an entrepreneur over the years. One of the things that I noticed is that there are a lot of younger guys who are looking to get into the space, and they tend to ask very similar questions. I'm also in the unique position of having started up companies in Africa as well as in America. So there are parallels between the two. Obviously, there's a number of differences, but the show's all about those parallels and what you can do to overcome the challenges that you might be facing. And really anywhere. So what do I want to talk about today? My current company, Metal Layer, is in the process of raising money. We haven't been funded yet, despite being profitable and despite having what I feel is a great product and value prop. And you know, I bring that up not to complain about it, but to let you know that it can be freaking difficult to raise capital. And it's not just about what you look like and where you went to school and so on. Some people would argue those things matter. I actually find that if you're doing something of value, people are going to take a look at it, and if you speak their language, which I think is something that a lot of it can be difficult if you come from a different background, if you haven't interacted with people from the sort of Silicon Valley, hyper-intellectual, hyper-capitalist environment. It can be a huge challenge to just cross the conversation barriers that are between you. So here are some tips that I've found. One is augment your team with the skills that you don't have. It seems obvious, but I've seen a lot of people allow their own ego get in the way of progress. So just because you went to business school and just because it should maybe fall in your domain to be good at that, maybe you aren't. And it's important to recognize based on the traction that you're getting, that you may not be as good as you think you are at the thing that you went to school for. Doesn't mean you don't have a role at the company. I personally am always very hyper aware of my own faults and shortcomings, and I try to surround myself with people who make up for that. So in the case of software development, although I'm a software developer, I work with better software developers than me. It allows me to get more done. It allows me to do things much faster, and it allows them to focus on that, and it allows me to focus on the other things that affect the company, like our accounting, our taxes, our daily operations, marketing, communications, reaching out to customers, securing deals. You know, there's so many things that need to be done in a startup that I have no qualms about delegating things. So I would say delegation is a huge benefit to any young startup. Make your idea fit a pattern that firm happens to be looking for in the market. Without giving away too much, I was talking to a firm today that essentially is looking. They are looking for a direct competitor to a software that already exists. It's a desktop software. They're looking for that version of that desktop software in the cloud. And although we don't exactly match that description, we certainly come close enough that they were willing to take a look at us. You're never going to build a one-for-one copy to another software product out there. That'd be absurd. You get sued for infringement, or a patent infringement. But you can build something, if you find yourself in a space and you find yourself with talking to firms that are looking in that space, it's almost a guarantee that they're looking for something that they can relate to. Other advice, always have competitors. Never walk into a room and say, we're really the first people doing this. You might be, but there's always going to be something that loosely couples you with something that's already on the market. So just try your hardest to find something successful. You want to have those things that were tried and didn't work to make the case that you're going to do them better. But you also want to make the case to the VC that you are doing something that is proven, and you're not just out there on your own defining things as you go. That's something that serial entrepreneurs have the luxury of doing. But if you're a first-time entrepreneur, you want to be able to compare yourself to something on the market. Another tip that I found is, if possible, if you yourself don't understand the technology, it's very important to have that tech person in the room when you're talking to the investor. And the reason why is because some investors like to use the tech questions as sort of the gotcha questions during a pitch. So it's like, oh, we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and we're going to change the world, and so on. And someone in the room says, how? How are you going to do that? How is your backend going to scale in a way that the competitions can't, and so on. If you can't answer those questions, it doesn't mean the deal won't happen. It just means it might take a little bit longer. So those are just a few tips. Hopefully it's useful, and let me know what you think.